beautiful souls. I'm Leslie. I'm here to talk about my spiritual awakening after going through a divorce that stemmed from infidelity. I know a lot of people are going through this or are going through something that is creating reasons to maybe think about divorce. And this isn't going to be a video about divorce, but I'm just talking personally that my divorce led me to finding myself again. And it's an exciting story because after the time I put into myself, I realized that that's what was missing the whole time. I think a lot of people can understand that we give so much to our partners, to our kids, and when we look back on it, it was like, where were we in this? You know, we forgot about ourselves, and then when you forget about yourself, other people expect you to keep living for them because you're not giving yourself the importance and the value. So when it comes down to it, everything is about your self-worth. I am noticing that every day that I've been divorced and that I've gone through so far this healing journey, which I had my spiritual awakening, and mainly because of the infidelity. I don't think it would have been as prominent of a awakening if I wasn't really brought to this place where I'm like, everything shattered in my life. The one person I didn't expect to cheat on me and to make me feel unloved was the one person who did that. And then after that, it was just a complete unraveling of oneself, right? It was just what happened, all these questions of what could I have done better. So much resentment built up, and a lot of it had to do with, just us not being on the same page anymore. And the cheating was just a wonderful way for me to kind of leave the marriage, because I wouldn't have. I really don't think I would have. I think I was the one standing by, hoping things would change. I really, it was always for the kids. But this was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. And if anyone knows me, they know that I was not happy a lot during this time of my life, even before the infidelity occurred. And I was just trying to make myself feel better by, numbing my pain with, substances, and giving myself, justifying everything that, everything's gonna be okay. It's just the kids are young and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, it brings me to this place of being honest with yourself. When you're truthful with yourself and you can forgive yourself, which takes a lot of time, that is going to bring you to a place where you're going to have revelations and you're going to find yourself again. How I did was through faith, a lot of praying, a lot of meditation, and just allowing myself to really feel the pain. And that was a good 2 years worth of reaching out for help, which I didn't do a lot while I was in the bad times in my marriage. I was suffering in silence, always trying to put on a happy face for people and for my kids. But in retrospect, I was just a shell of a person. And before that, I was like always so happy and extroverted. And my whole life was just all about how can I make myself happier? Like I have this optimistic attitude towards life, and I always have. And the few years before everything kind of went down, I was really in a downward spiral of knowing deep down that this wasn't right for me, but not knowing how to get out of it. You know, I had everything you wanted. I had like the really nice house. My kids were happy, and my husband had a great job, and I was working, and still I'd come home and there was a deep sense of sadness and like a void. And if you know what I'm feeling, and you know because you know, it's just you come home and you're just like everything's okay, and then when the relationship's not good, everything is not great. It just feels like a black, a dark cloud hanging over your head. So, all said and done, after going through a divorce, which has been now a year and a half, I want to be able to express that the healing journey is what brought me now to where I am. It's this feeling of self-love and self-worth that I did not have before. I lost myself in the suppression of my voice. Like I felt like everything I wanted to say and speak to him he didn't want to hear it. So I cut myself off from even speaking, because at that point I thought, it's just going in one ear out the other. So I lost that ability. That suppression, I think a lot of women go through. They don't feel good enough to really express themselves, and everything is self-expression. If you want to feel good about yourself and you want to be able to talk about things that matter and not feel like, that they don't matter, like then you shut yourself off because you really truly believe that the things you're talking about don't make sense. And I'm here to say that they do make sense, and maybe just not to you're with the wrong person if they don't, or they're not really understanding you. And I had a spiritual awakening, and my life completely shifted. I went from feeling unlovable to now finding the courage to even make this video. I feel worthy of love. Everyone is worthy of love. You have to just know that. And then when you can really tune in and higher your vibration through meditation and, evolution, self-discovery, which is not easy. And it takes a lot of time and patience and a lot of going within and totally getting rid of all of the negative self-talk and the beliefs that were never yours. My belief system has completely changed. I met my husband, we were 18. So everything I thought I knew about myself, after that big awakening where I'm just like, the veil was lifted and everything was like, I felt like a baby again. Like, who am I? Was everything a lie? And that's what has to happen to align yourself to your higher good. I didn't have that feeling when we were married, that I could really sit and connect with my higher self. And now I can say that my higher self is the best thing that ever happened to me. I feel alive. I'm finding and attracting the people that understand me most. I don't even feel like I need to have a boyfriend or a love right now, because I am so happy loving myself. And I know that sounds crazy, because everyone wants love, And of course, I know that that's going to happen in my life. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm not searching for that. I realize I have to become whole to be able to give myself fully to someone and to not have to fill something in me through this person. I was always putting expectations and not finding the emotional security and the support from my husband at the time, and that was my problem. I needed to find that in me first, and I didn't have that once the kids came and all these other issues came about, and insecurities and not feeling good enough, not making enough money, feeling completely incompetent sometimes as a stay-at-home mom. Even when I was still working on the weekends and bringing in money, it wasn't good enough. And listen, that's the hardest job in the world. Being a good mom, that is like the number one thing that I always wanted to be. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to feel like a great mom. So that was hard. It was really hard feeling like I let everyone down, because if he cheated on me, I was doing something wrong. I wasn't the one making the family whole, But in reality, I wasn't whole. And it comes back to giving yourself the love first, and then you can give love to others. I am a testimony of that. I did not give myself that self-love when I was going through a really hard time. I covered it up like people do, like a lot of people do. And that's why I'm also making this video for people that aren't happy in their relationships or finding it difficult to talk to their loved ones and communicate. It is really not an easy place to be, and I give you so much love and compassion. And I want you to give yourself that too, because I know how that feels, and it's the worst feeling, feeling like you're caged in, you have no way out. But you do. You have a way out, and that way, however you make it, if you need to be cheated on, if you need to cheat to get out of it, somehow God is going to intervene and things are going to fall apart so you can then be aligned with your true sense of who you are. And I like to think that this is now my essence of who I am. I was always a spiritual person, and now I'm connecting with my spirituality more than ever. It has taken a lot of going inward and doing the work of the shadow work. The shadow work is huge. And then really allowing myself to feel and to cry and to be in therapy and to go to these woman retreats where they're holding you and holding space for you, because I didn't have that. I didn't have that because I didn't know how to have that. I didn't know I needed that even until COVID hit and I was separated and I was by myself to get a little space, and that's where the magic happened. Hence practically magic. I always felt there was magic in my life, and then when this happened, everything changed, and for the better. Again, this was like a magical thing that happened because of where I am now. Now I am feeling like I can come on here and even talk about it and be vulnerable and open and hopefully reach someone who wants to talk about this. And sorry, hold on. I understand what you're going through, and I also know what's on the other side, and you can rewrite your story. You can start wherever you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. There is a different life on the other side of this, a completely different life. Such a better life. Like, I can't even express how grateful I am that this occurred to me, that this occurred in my life, that I am given a second chance, and it makes me a better mom, it makes me a better friend, sister, lover when that happens. And I'm just so ready. I'm ready for what's ever next. I feel extremely connected to my spirituality again. I also love to do tarot, and I went back to that. It's been years now that I've been working on that, and I'm doing things that I haven't done in so long. And I'm just saying it took time, but now I'm here, and I just wanted to say you're worth it. And if you allow yourself to feel those feelings and sit with them and really reflect on the things in your life that aren't making you happy, you can change that. And I hope you do. It's not easy, but you can rewrite your life. Thank you. I hope anyone who listened to this, it helped you a little bit. And I hope you have a great day or night whenever you see this. I love you.